Do you dread getting your electricity bill in the mail every month? Every year, it seems to me, it's getting higher and higher.
Well, Mike, guess what? Your heating and air conditioning system is the appliance that utilizes the most of your electricity bill. And on today's episode, we're going to give you some tips on how to make that bill go lower by making this piece more efficient. And at the end, we're going to have a bonus on the best way to save some money.
Welcome back. I'm Mike Solomon.
And I'm Tori Tyler with Anthem Heating and Air Conditioning Tips. And we were going to talk about how do you make this bad boy more efficient. Mike, what's some things we could do?
One of the first things that anybody can do is change your filter regularly. If you have a dirty filter, I'll use an analogy right now. Let's say I wanted to fill up a balloon with air. If I took a dirty filter or a dirty piece of cloth and I put it in front of my mouth to filter that air and I tried to blow up that balloon, I'm going to push pretty hard using a lot of energy to fill that balloon up. But if I took a clean filter, one that's allowing a lot more air through, and I use that to filter the air as I blew up that balloon, I don't have to use as much energy to blow that balloon up.
So Mike, you're telling me that when this thing right here is in your system, all that is starving it of air and making my energy bill rise higher and higher?
All that dust that came off of there is clogging the little pores where air should be coming through.
Wow.
This thing should be clean before you run your air conditioner system. Changing it regularly will definitely help you save money.
So having a clean air filter will allow my system to have more air and allow my energy bill to go down. What else can I do?
So another thing that you can look for is make sure that your vents are all open. You're not restricting air. That includes blocking your return vent with anything. Keeping it free and clear will allow more air through. If I use a straw analogy, if I shut some of these vents off, it's like pinching the straw. In order to push the same amount of air through, I gotta blow harder using more energy. Or if you don't have your air conditioner or your vents clear, then I still have to blow harder to get more energy through there. So a lot of people like to close these vents off to allow air to push air into certain parts of the homes. Though that's effective to some degree, it's not the best way. And you're also forcing your air conditioner system to use more energy. Did your parents ever use the term, "Were you raised in the barn? Shut that door"? You know what they're talking about? Keeping the cold conditioned air inside your home. Tori, what's some tips for making our house more efficient?
Well, you want to go around and you want to make sure that all your doors and windows are properly sealed. You can use something like this as a caulking for your small little cracks, or if you've got some big gaps and cracks, you could do some expanding foam, or it might be something as simple as just replacing the moldings and the gaskets going around the doors.
You know, Tori, we talked about 3 easy things a homeowner can do to take care of their home and make it more efficient. 1, change your filter. Make sure it's a nice, clean filter. Number 2, open up all your vents and make sure your return air is clear of debris to make sure it's blowing cold air. And number 3 is sealing your doors, windows, and those little leaks that add up to big money. But you said there was a bonus. What is that?
So have you ever had a leaky tire? You know, where you have to just keep going maybe once a week and you got to put a little bit more air in there and then it turns into a couple days? Well, the same goes for your heating and air conditioning system. If you've got a system that's 10 to 12 years old, you know, the best thing to do is probably start looking at upgrading that thing, because you're putting more money into it and it's sucking so much power, you're already paying for a new system on your energy bill. So with today's technologies, they have all kinds of stuff. You have basic systems, you have variable speed systems, and you can go upwards of 75% savings depending on how old your system is. So Mike, just the other day, we took out that system that was 30 years old. We estimated it to be roughly around a SEER 6 system.
We installed a 17 SEER variable speed system. They're gonna see some good savings there. So roughly, how much are they gonna see in SEER savings from that?
So every single 2 SEER that you go up, so if you go from a 14 to a 16, that's 2. Every 2 that you go up from what you currently have is a 10% savings.
So they could see about 70 to 75% savings. We started this video off today with talking about how we dread getting our electric bill in the mail. We talked about easy ways to make your air conditioner more efficient. Number 1, change that filter. Number 2, open up your vents and make sure your return air is free. Number 3 is sealing any leaks around your windows and doors.
And then as a bonus, if you do have a system that's a little bit older or it's struggling to keep up, you could upgrade to a variable speed system and save upwards of 75% off of that energy bill. And if you're having trouble with any of these things, our information is right here on the screen. You can give us a call and we'll be glad to help you out.
Thanks for joining us for Anthem's air conditioning and heating tips. I'm Mike Solomon.
And I'm Tori Tyler.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.